Hel- Hello and welcome to Chapter 1 of Child of Light. If you like this kind of content, consider hitting that subscribe button, and let's get on to the game.
Child, tuck yourself in bed and let me tell a story of Lemuria, a long-lost kingdom, and a girl born for glory. In Austria was a crown land ruled by a duke. Aurora was his daughter, child of a duchess mysterious, beloved by her father. He raised the girl alone. They were rarely apart, till the duke felt lonely and misplaced his heart. It was the Great Friday before Easter 1895. Players performed for the Duke, his new bride at his side. That night, Aurora went to sleep. The fire burned down low. She caught a chill that spread. Her skin was cold as snow. At dawn they found her, vacant, Aurora's light gone out. Her father wept and pleaded, but there could be no doubt. For all intents and purposes, Aurora was dead. And yet, once upon a time, she awoke in a strange land instead.
And here we get our first glimpse of this beautiful place, Lemuria. It's a little on the dark and gloomy side, but hey, if it wasn't for this art style, it probably wouldn't look so beautiful. It'd probably look like a very grungy place. Now, I find this game to be absolutely beautiful. The reason I wanted to do a video series with the different chapters of Child of Light is because I feel this game deserves a bit more credit than what some people may give it. Whether you like Ubisoft or not, this game was wonderfully and beautifully made. I mean, it's a work of art in its own right. Now, we are going to be coming into the world finally, then they're going to be introducing the first chapter to us, The Girl and the Firefly. Now, if you have the DLC, which I do recommend for the expert playthrough on a fresh start, unless you're experienced in RPGs and have some knowledge on this game, with the DLC packs, I'm pretty much going to start off by doing Stardust on all of Aurora. We're pretty much setting her up for the beginning of the game. And they do say that she's said to be among the weakest characters until you level her up more, but I really don't feel like this. I feel like she is truly just a powerhouse 100% of the game. And then we're going into the Oculi, and what you're going to want to create is you're going to want to turn 3 rough sapphires, 3 rough emeralds, rubies into 1 tumbled for each, giving you 3 tumbled to turn into 1 facet each, giving you 3 facets to turn into brilliant sapphires, emeralds, and rubies respectively. The reason for making a brilliant diamond so early is for that plus 20% XP, but on top of that, where this really comes into play is the Princess Stone. Now, the 2 gems for attacking and my timeline, or trinket, is the 10% paralyze and 10% chance to knock them back. Now, some people can debate this, but having that little chance to be able to paralyze them and knock them back is huge on a timeline. I feel is absolutely huge. Now, if you don't have the DLC, you will have to rely on farming and coffers and chests just like normal, which is no problem. Now, funny little snippet, when I was originally recording this, I failed that jump so many times. It was so aggravating. I was like, the easiest jump to fail. You won't see it in this clip, but it was literally my Achilles heel in that moment. And it was a funny moment. I should have left it in, maybe put a little outtakes in the end or something, you know. Now, we're going to come across our first character that we're introduced to. A young little Firefly. Who spoke? I did. Shake the dew from your eyes. Before mold grows, that's common sense, isn't it? A firefly that speaks advice? My supper must have been too dense. Food sounds good, but I am lost. Ever heard of an Aurora? Why, sir, she is me. Both sir and she, a split aura. Perhaps you are some kind of flora? Seize your foolishness at once. I am Aurora. I am she. Oh, why didn't you say so? Follow me. A lady waits. Hair long as a forest stream, with skin like moths and gleaming eyes. A seer, she'll know the way out of this dream. Now, you're going to be put into pretty much learning the tutorial on your young little Firefly, which his name will be revealed in the next chapter. So, I mean, even as old as this game is, I won't give it away. Just keeps a little mystery for maybe the players that are just coming into it now. I won't jump ahead and ruin it fully. And this is just teaching you about the wishes on the bushes and what they're good for. It's a tutorial. It's pretty much what it is. Now, back onto the oculi. Now, even if you have the DLC to create a brilliant diamond from the beginning, you will still need to make the 3 tumbled or 1 faceted onyx. You do not want to use your materials to make a spinel, because you can create those without ever once making one. You will end up with even doubles. And then right here we have a little bit of a puzzle to kind of introduce you to how some of the puzzles in the game are going to be played through. I truly feel Chapter 1 is more of a tutorial, so a little bit with Chapter 2. Now, I never thought about it, but after a while of thinking about it, it kind of seems like this is a sword in the stone concept, because Aurora is going to be pulling a sword out of the stone. So, I mean, could she potentially be pulling the Excalibur out of the stone secretly? The world may never know. Now, here's where we get into our first fight. Of course, when you get a brand new shiny sword, you gotta get into a fight. Come on now. What good would this sword be without a little fighting here and there? Now, if you did do the path with the Stardust that I showed, you will one-shot this guy casual or expert, not including new game. New game, it's potential, but I'm not 100% sure, so I can't say. However, if you did not use the Stardust and you are just using a base Aurora, for whatever reason, it'll take 2 hits to kill them. Now, through all of this tutorial, the first stage, you definitely want to get into every single fight you can. They will teach you little bits and pieces here and there, like, you know, for instance, slowing your foes, how to do that. The main objective right here is trying to collect as many levels, at least up to 5, before the end near towards Chapter 2. Now, as you notice, I'm going down on the bottom tree. Now, we have 3 branches, not just for Aurora, but all characters. Splitting their abilities up, you know, 1 stat point for the early skills. Towards the end of the branch, the cost increases to 2. It'll take you about level 82 to max out somebody's full branch. This is where setting your character up in the beginning becomes kind of important. So I'll categorize Aurora's skill branches into 3 categories. You have your strength and defensive branch, which is your top branch. You have your magic and damage buff branch, which is your side branch off to the left. And then you have your magic and counter branch, which is your bottom branch. Now, the reason I split these branches up like that is because the top branch, its sole focus is on attack, slashing, slash all, and your defense ability. It's like strength and defense in one. Your magic and damage buff is because you get an ability called Starlight, and you get an ability called Elevate, which are the 2 main focuses of that branch. That's why I call it the magic and damage branch. And then you have the magic and counter, where you get Light Ray, which is the Aurora's strongest light spell in the game, hands down. and then you also get the counter ability. Now this is why I broke her skills up into this category. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be going counter first and then defense. You don't have to worry about that right now. You will not get level 5 unless you're grinding before Chapter 2. And that's not something to really worry about, you know. I wouldn't even worry about exploring at this part because you will be coming back eventually. So you'll be able to get everything that you need before, you know, you move on to Chapter 3. And we are coming up to the end of Chapter 1. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope you enjoy the commentary as well. This was recorded before putting the commentary to it because, you know, I am very new to this. If you guys like this content, please do subscribe. It would be appreciated. You know, every subscriber would help. And I hope to see you again in Chapter 2. Have a good day.